All right. That's off. Sorry. I don't get any calls. Just during the day.
Come on, spot.
Okay, we're all good. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Yourself, Dustin?
Yeah, I can't complain. Work's not too bad.
Yeah.
So, feel like seeing any movies upcoming?
There's not a lot out right now, but there is something I'm looking forward to, and I think you're looking forward to it too. I
am and I'm not. It's very weird.
Okay.
And I think it has to do more along the lines of how it's weird because like I don't actually care what actresses do outside the movies because the movie's still the movie.
Right.
Whatever.
It's the character, not the actor.
But like I've been on YouTube a lot recently, and I feel like I've been like programmed to watch the same type of videos over and over again, and like I keep clicking on them. So it's my fault it happens.
Compulsion, yeah.
Like I should search opposite things. But like I seem to be seeing lots of things about Brie Larson she doesn't like white men apparently.
Well, I don't like white men either.
Well,
I mean like that.
I know what you meant.
Right.
And it's just like I see it over and over and over again, and I'm like, so she doesn't want white men reviewing her movies. I think she could say that's literally what she said. Yeah. She said, white men, there's too many of them, get out of here, we need more people of color.
Yeah.
And women.
So isn't the idea to not worry about the ethnicity of the person making the review? Isn't that kind of the idea?
Well, no, like, I think she went about it backwards. Instead of excluding white men, she should have, what the hell? I can't think of the word. She should have invited people of color.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
She should have sent out invitations or whatever. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Instead of excluding people, she should have made sure that more people of color and females were included.
Right.
Whereas everything should be included. Everyone should be included. Which is why when you say white men, I don't care what you think, you shouldn't be reviewing my movies anyway. But that was a different movie.
Yeah.
Excluding people causes rifts. Rifts cause hatred or dismore. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, still learning to talk. 33 years later. Disdain, and then just gets a bigger rift, and then more disdain. It's just just invite people. Just don't tell people they can't come. Just invite more people.
Yeah,
more people at the party, the better the party is, right? Exactly.
And I think she's hitting in on something that's happening everywhere. I think that's just a part of the way every part of media is handling everything, whereas we need to get more opinions from people of diverse backgrounds, which is not a bad thing. But it doesn't mean my opinion is bullshit. It just means we should hear from everybody, like you said.
Yeah, it's just who doesn't want everyone at their party?
Right.
You should want everybody. It just makes the party better, but at the same time, I don't know if there's any, she did a study, they found, yes, it's very swayed, but how many people actually have the occupation? What is the demographic if you took every critic? What is the breakdown?
Right.
If it's the exact same, then it's not anything you can do about it. It's just the way it is.
Right.
I don't know if there's a study or if you even can.
Let's do it right now.
But do all critics have to acclaim? I know you can be acclaimed critic or registered or whatever.
Well, I think it used to be by the newspaper or whatever the outlet was. Yeah. So Entertainment Tonight hired its critics, and the newspaper New York Times has its critics. So I think that's how they got their authority. And in those situations, I imagine white men, for the most of the time, were getting the majority of those jobs. But that's not the case anymore. You can go on YouTube and get anyone's opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think even some of the movie buffs and critics on YouTube, they still are registered in some fashion.
Right.
But moving on, I just wonder if you broke down the entire film industry like that, how would it break down demographically?
Yeah, the professional critics.
Yeah, would it still be the 60% white males, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, what is it, like 2% black females?
It doesn't. It wouldn't. Let's not guess. That's not
no, like the way, like the top 100 critics, like they did a study on it, like she did,
right?
And it was like very poorly swayed, heavily white men, and didn't even really tip the scales with the others.
Well, I think most actresses don't like to be criticized anyways, and this might be a little out for her. Like, I don't have to listen to this because these guys aren't valid. It might be a way to just brush right by that.
Well, I'm going to have to see... Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still seeing the movie.
Yeah.
I've seen every Marvel movie opening day since I can remember, since like Iron Man. I probably even did some of the Hulk stuff before the MCU became a thing, but we won't talk about that.
No. Let's not.
How great of a movie that original Incredible Hulk was. Was it Incredible Hulk or just the Hulk?
It was just the Hulk. I think the Incredible Hulk's Ed Norton's version.
That one was good.
Yeah,
that one was good
too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just... I'm still going to see it, and the whole thing, like... With the Rotten Tomatoes, like, they took down the poll.
Oh, yeah?
There was a poll saying, like, do you want to see this movie? That's all the poll said. And apparently only 26% of the people that polled wanted to see the movie.
Yeah.
Towards the end, because I guess white men are protesting Brie Larson, which, I imagine... this day has come. I did not think, however, it was going to be because of an MCU movie.
Right.
To where, like, we can only be like, our shit doesn't matter for so long before we're like, well, no, actually it does, and this is where we're going to stick our foot down. I did not think Captain Marvel was going to be that last straw that broke the camel's back.
I'm not even sure I know Captain Marvel's story all the way.
So I don't even know.
Yeah, she's gets power somehow. And I think she's been given it because she's like like a Green Lantern style.
Not exactly. I think it's more of a gene manipulation because like the Kree on Agents of Marvel, Agents of Shield.
Yeah,
Like they had some Kree thing, like, and that's how people got powers. Like, so I think it's more of a manipulation than it is like a getting ring. Us.
Yeah.
Well, like the ring is just some faucet of you tapping into the. Never mind.
Right. Well, they wrote a whole movie about it. Let's see what they say.
But I think she's human. She like almost dies. Like the Kree save her, or I don't even know if it's saving because I don't think it's quite with her will. I think it's more torture than like she becomes. Yeah, Captain Marvel.
My point was this. You and I know a lot about the Marvel Universe, and Captain Marvel was never a part of any calculation I did before I saw the trailer. Well, I didn't know about Captain Marvel.
She's also been, like, revamped, like, 5 times because her comics just don't sell.
Right.
I don't know why.
Two white men, they don't sell.
Well, apparently. Yeah. Because I believe the majority of the demographic that read comic books is white males.
Maybe it used to be.
Well,
Brie Larson is going to change the whole game.
Well, and I hope she does. But still, at the same time, like, I did not think this was going to be
the controversial Marvel movie.
Yeah, the controversial, like, no, we're not taking this shit anymore. But apparently, don't mess with the MCU. Apparently, with the white males.
Well,
don't worry, I'm still seeing the movie.
Yes,
I really don't care what actors and actresses do outside of movies. As long as their movies entertain me, I will watch them.
Yeah, and I like Brie Larson. I liked her in The Room.
I think you're the only one. According to the critics, she can't act, she's stiff, and she has no emotion.
That's not true.
That's just what I've been reading.
One white man's in her camp. We'll put one in there. She's great in The Room. Watch The Room. It's good.
All right.
From Brie Larson.
Well, I imagine I might not go see it on opening night because there might be some random like shootings inside the theaters.
No.
I hope that is not the case. But
yes,
I think
it's happened before.
It's happened before, and like I don't know why people are dumb shits, but people are dumb shits.
Yes, they are. And I've actually been thinking a lot about this particular topic, Dustin.
Segue.
Yep, segue. Because I think...
Forced? Was it a little forced? Please let me know in the comments.
Yeah, comment on the segue.
I tried. I really tried.
The truth is, this debate that we have about guns, not Brie Larson, but about guns, has really been the same thing since the late 1980s. It's the same debate that we've been having over and over again. They call it the gun control versus Second Amendment debate. But I think it's a debate between pro-fear and anti-responsibility. So we'll break that down for you because it's important.
Please do.
So your pro-fear movement, that would be your gun nuts.
Uh-huh.
These are the people that believe that having a gun is part of being free. They believe that it's part of being a citizen and a patriot.
And don't forget, they're fun as fuck to fire.
Yes, guns are fun. Guns are fun. Responsible gun ownership is fun. But, anyways.
Yeah, what he said.
So, these people believe that the Second Amendment, unlike anything else in the Constitution, is perfectly written and cannot be changed or interpreted any other way than the way those words.
Well, it can be changed just with
another amendment.
Yeah.
But we change things about the Constitution like slavery, like women can vote. All of those things were written into the Constitution as one thing, and we've managed to update them into the modern world. Without, well, there was one war to do one of the updates. But you get what I'm saying. So, as a result of this desperate need to protect our constitutional right to be fatally violent,
America.
Important right, America. We're just going to have to deal with the fact that every now and then somebody's going to shoot something up. It's going to be a school, a mall, a government building. These things are like hurricanes. So you can't really prevent them. You just got to accept it as an act of nature, I guess.
I think nature's the wrong word. I think it's just an act of society being so big that there's always some bad apples in the bunch.
Right. Well, ultimately, this pro-fear kind of thinking, it leads you to a world where otherwise intelligent men and women are arguing for the ability to sell guns in the dark, where nobody knows who they're selling to, nobody knows any of the...
You mean Chicago.
Right.
They want to turn the entire country into Chicago.
Or any gun show in any rural area. Pick your place. But otherwise, people who would say, let's go the speed limit, let's, have our completely insured in every other way, say...
Don't cars kill more people than guns?
It's an interesting point, and I'll come back to it.
Okay. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
So that's your one side. We have the pro-fear people, that you're just going to have to be afraid. That's part of being alive. Then you have the anti-responsibility people.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is your gun control movement. These are people, that believe government should regulate who can and who cannot have a gun. So we should all be treated like we're dumb and crazy, because some people are dumb and crazy. See how that works? We're all being lowered to the level of the least responsible members of our community.
All right. I can see how that would be effective.
Basically, what they're saying is that for the first time in American history, Americans are not responsible enough to own guns, because it's been a part of our history from the beginning, and it will continue to be.
Well, it kind of made our country.
Yeah. Well, we can get into that too. My point is that ultimately, this anti-responsibility way of thinking leads to bumble wrap on everything, and we all walk around with our elbows in.
The government's trying to be a helicopter mom, huh?
Right. So you got pro-fear, anti-responsibility. How do you find something in between? You don't ask Brie Larson. What you do is you think about cars. So if I bought a new car, what did I also buy, Dustin?
Registration.
Yes.
License.
Yes.
Insurance.
Because if I own the car...
How did I know where this was going?
It's crazy. We're on that level tonight. If I own the car, it represents a risk. Not just to me, but to the entire society. Anybody who's driving on the road next to me, walking on the sidewalk, any piece of property that could be hit by a car is now at least a little bit in risk because I own this car. So I need to insure it. Because we've decided as a society that risk is not okay. It has to be checked. We have to have that level of financial help come in should anything terrible or accidental happen.
Okay.
Nobody argues with car insurance. Everyone agrees it's an important thing. Part of the way.
Well, it's also a law, so we can't
argue. That's even a better point. It's part of the law.
Yeah.
I don't think any responsible person would tell you car insurance is a bad idea.
People that barely drive and never get in accidents probably would, but they don't. They're probably responsible enough people to where they don't.
Yeah, but if
they don't care about it because
if they were hit by a car, or walking up to the mailbox,
well, yeah,
all of a sudden they would like that insurance to be in place.
I see. This is where this is going.
So
you insure your gun,
right?
I'm just gonna try to cut you off.
Jump in.
Cut you off before you get too deep. If you have insurance on your gun for said accidents or malfunctions or whatever you want to call the situation, that also means you have to register your gun.
Boom.
That also means the government knows where the guns are at all times.
Okay.
So that means if government wants to, they can also take them all.
Right.
It makes that way easier.
Okay, easier, but if the government wanted to, the government could take away toilet paper. Right? So the idea is that we have a government that doesn't pass those kinds of laws, and that if they did, we have the kind of social network that would...
I think it's just a slippery slope argument.
I get your slippery slope argument, but car insurance has not led to the repossession of private property by the government for no reason. That hasn't happened. They could decide that Hummers are too dangerous for the environment.
Police come tow your car all the time?
If you park in the wrong spot, are you bringing your gun and dropping it on a playground? Then yeah, that should get towed. I'm just saying. The reason why I'm so hard on this, Dustin, is because this is a way we can use capitalism to solve this issue. Because the issue to me isn't guns. Because a responsible person can handle a gun properly. The issue is the risk. The risk is not being accounted for.
Uh-huh.
And if we started to account for that risk, I think it would change a lot of the behaviors we already see about guns. For example, if you had to pay an insurance premium per gun, you're probably going to own less guns. That's important because the people who have the most guns end up being the ones that their kid gets a hold of one of them and takes it to the school.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily right because I don't know exactly everyone's family, but I'm pretty sure that those aren't the people that own the most weapons.
Okay.
They do own a couple guns, however.
Yeah, and they would only own one if they had to pay the insurance premium.
Or two or three. It all depends on if you're a collector.
Right. Some people have 4 cars. Yeah. But people own less cars because of the fact that having insurance on all of them. Or...
Just let me...
Yeah, go ahead.
It's one little story.
Yes.
Okay, let's say Jim Bob. Let's go with Joe Schmo.
Okay.
Joe Schmo just got expelled from school. He's 18 years old. So guess what you can do at 18 years old?
You can buy a gun.
You can buy a gun.
Yes.
So he goes to go buy a gun. He waits his 2 weeks for his background check. He fills out that he's going to get this insurance. He hasn't paid his insurance yet because it hasn't been a month. The day after he gets his gun, he goes to Joe Schmo High School and kills the principal, the guidance counselor, and anyone in between.
Right. Brie Larson.
Well, I don't know why she'd be in high school, but...
Yeah.
So how do you prevent that with your insurance?
You don't, because you can't prevent everything. And part of my pitch is I'm not impeding anyone's constitutional right to own anything.
But I don't think any of the major incidents that occur with... that we actually care about.
Right. The national incidents.
Would not stop them.
Because owning less guns wouldn't stop them?
Well, all you need is one.
Right.
That's all you need.
Right.
You don't need multiple guns. I just need one handgun and a couple magazines and...
Yeah. Well, all you need is...
40 people can die.
All you need is one nuclear weapon. But...
Sure. Let's consider a handgun to a nuke.
Keeping because nuclear weapons away from people is an important part of what our government does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're moving on. Because I get your point, and it's a good one, because you can't prevent everything. But we do still want to have a free society.
Yeah.
So part of that is people have the freedom to make the wrong choice.
They always have the freedom to make the wrong choice.
Right. So that's a part of living in a free society.
It's you have to take the liberties you like, and you don't want to live without, but you also have to have those other liberties that might somehow provide those liberties, and sometimes those liberties mess with you morally.
Right.
Like, there is a moral issue here with shootings happening more and more frequent. I'm not going to say all the time because the national headline, like multiple shootings in schools, like used to be like one every couple years. Now it seems to be like one or two every year.
Yeah, and part of that's the attention that we give it. And that's
maybe
part of why.
But they all seem to be happening in schools.
Yes.
And the schools don't change any. Why don't the schools change?
Militarized?
Not militarized. Like, let's say every school has to have a breezeway with a buzzer, like, during, like, school hours. Like, so there's one door that opens, and you have to get called in after that door gets shut, and there's just someone in the office with a video camera, like, looking at it and being like, okay. Like, during school hours. Not like, obviously, it's not effective when, like, the 500 students are walking in the front door, whatever said time, but that's still a measurement that no school has taken. Like, there's just, like, I can probably go to the closest school during school hours and just walk in without anyone talking to me. I don't know for sure.
No,
I haven't done it in about 15 years since I stopped attending them.
That's another experiment we shouldn't try.
I'm sure we could. You just have to like call like the city, like the higher education board, and probably have like the police there to be like, okay, they don't have weapons. They're just gonna walk in. I'm sure you can get it like coordinated,
right,
without anyone freaking out.
Right.
It's just not gonna be me.
So a lot of the other nations of the world have much tougher gun control laws, and they have less violent shootings, of course, because there are less guns around.
Well, and they also have stricter laws on, like, say, speech.
Yes.
Like, you can get arrested for offending someone in other countries.
Yes, you can.
So I'm going to keep my guns.
Okay.
If my gun is what's the difference between going to jail for calling some lady a man by mistake, then by all means, I'm going to keep my gun.
Right. I don't think the gun is what's protecting your right to call a man a lady, but
no, I'm saying like
I'll just make
somehow this gun law will trickle down to this, and somehow I'm going to be in the UK.
I get it. I always like to solve problems by making more freedom. That's the idea I usually try to come up with.
Yeah.
And I know this one doesn't seem like that's what I'm doing, but I'm trying to take the risk away.
Well, no, it's just a conversation. You have like there probably should be a change somewhere.
Right.
I don't necessarily know if it's more guns, less guns. I typically don't even think it should be guns.
Okay.
Like, the guns shouldn't even be on the issue. I'll get, like, it's people. Like, it's just like, I don't know, baseball bats when the mob was really big. Like, a lot of baseball bats cracked a lot of knees.
Right.
But it was never the baseball bat's fault.
Right. Yeah, you're right about that.
It was always the mobster, or the criminal, or the loan shark that needed his money, or whatever the case may be.
I'm seeing a theme developing here. So this is a
person issue,
a social.
It's a people
issue.
thing.
Yeah, just like drugs.
So like
was a people issue.
Yeah, it's just and a cultural thing and like a community thing. Like, so if everyone's closer together, like they notice things differently. Maybe if teachers have enough on their plate. Yeah. I know this isn't going to go over well with them, but maybe if they were better trained with like psychology or like some sort of like they could handle different situations, they can know like this kid seems to like this would also help with like teen suicide and everything else. Like they just notice things. But I feel like most teachers that are good at their job, they do notice things.
Without naming names, because that's dangerous. Was there a kid in your high school class that everyone kind of thought maybe that guy's the guy who becomes a shooter?
I don't think I ever really paid attention that much in high school. However, jobs I've had, we've been like, this kid might shoot us all.
Yeah.
If we don't say hi to him.
Right.
Like,
there was a type.
But he never did. He never was even remotely mad or violent in any fashion.
Right.
So, like, I don't know if that's even the type.
Right.
But I see something strange about the kid, so we were just nice to him.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, like what's the worst that could happen?
It would be like a type of insurance right there. Just being nice to him, just in case.
And he was actually, like, once he got nice, like,
yeah,
said hi to him, started conversations, he wasn't so weird.
Right.
He was just probably, like, just not social.
Yeah.
And so, like, he didn't want to talk to anybody because he wasn't social. But
people are different.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
So,
that gun insurance. It gets me every time you bring that up.
Yeah, I know. This is one of his favorite topics that I bring it up constantly just because of that. One of the real reasons why I bring it up so much is because mostly what I do is try to collect what smart people say and then vomit it up for other people.
Try to sound smart yourself, huh?
Yeah. This one came from me, believe it or not.
Oh, no, I believe it.
This idea is mine.
Because it didn't smell like vomit. It didn't taste like vomit.
No regurgitation here. I don't know how else to address the problem other than to acknowledge the risk.
I feel like the easy way is to deal with the guns.
Okay.
I don't think that's the most efficient or long-lasting solution to the problem. Because the other, I don't know if there even can be a solution.
Okay.
Like, it might not be possible.
Right.
And that's just something you have to live with or not live with, and I guess that's what people are...
So, but we are experiencing something of an acceleration. Seems like these maybe it's just because there are more people, so therefore there would be more shootings.
It's just
statistically, but I don't know. Maybe it could be part of the media syndrome we're in, where we just are focused on these shootings.
Well, it also brings back to, like, once you watch, like, a couple videos of the same thing, like, your entire YouTube feed is just those same crap over and over and over again. Like, I even tried to, like, watch different point of views on stuff. Like, I was curious with, there's these two trans women that won the Connecticut, I think it's Connecticut, state indoor track. Like, one set a record.
Yeah.
And the other one came in second, still really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm getting all sorts of, like, videos on why trans women shouldn't compete with women and whatever the case, but trans men can still compete with men because that's, like, you're opting in the handicap.
Yeah.
You're not causing the handicap.
Right.
Like I don't know.
We also Jew on a man. We all know that that's not fair.
It's just...
I'm glad that you can associate yourself with whichever gender you want, but the body XY doesn't get changed. The ability to produce testosterone, all of those things are built into the biology.
Yeah, but I'm just like, before we get that far,
let's not do that one.
Before we get too far into that, I was like,
next week,
back into, like, the YouTube and stuff. Like, it's hard to get out of that circle that you see constantly. Like, it seems like everyone has that same point of view, which drives you further. Which, like, drives you further in that point of view. And, like, even when you try to, like, get a different point of view, like, I was just like, well, the pro side to, like, the people that are for this,
right?
I, like, searched it, like, specifically, watched, like, 2 videos, but then it seems to come back, like, all the stuff, like, it just, I don't know, it's hard to get out of that, like, mind, so you think, oh, well, everyone thinks this, so I imagine, like, if I started off on the other end, it would just come back every time.
Yeah.
So, like, I would think that everyone's pro, and then, like, this side's like, everyone's against, everyone's against. So, like, there's nothing, like, that, I guess, algorithms they use doesn't, like, balance it out very well.
Yeah.
Because they think they know what you want, but I'm like...
Yeah, all they're trying to bring you is what you say you want. But it's only confirmation now. You're not getting any information.
Yeah, it's just the same stuff, just from a different person.
I'm right.
Yeah. So it's just weird how that, like, works out, and it just, like, kind of tunnel vision's everyone.
Yeah, everyone's feeding from the same trough, and you can't ever get over to the other side.
You can for a couple videos, or like
manually.
I don't know what Twitter is because I've never been on it.
And I wouldn't.
I'm barely on Facebook. I just don't go. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
YouTube is apparently as far as I go.
Well, even that, like you said, Facebook's worse. Facebook's worse. It's going to be even more.
It's just ads. I don't go on Facebook because, like, the ads, it's just... No, I just want to see what people are doing in their lives. And I kind of find it's all fake anyway because everyone's happy. Everyone is not happy.
Yeah. Well, everybody is.
Well, for that picture, everyone is happy.
Yeah. We could be happier. Let's see what the next ad is for. We could be happier.
Yeah, well, But as a person, like, let's say, going back to where we cut off from, because I didn't think I was quite done with the YouTube thing.
Oh, my bad.
I'm going back to this.
Okay.
As the trans woman, how do you feel competing against women? Like, knowing that you're more than likely going to win.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that? I know there was, like, a cyclist that apparently the third place finisher that the trans woman beat, like, she beat him 11 of the 13 races beforehand or whatever. But so, was he just a non-athletic man before he transitioned? And, like, because the spectrum is still a spectrum. Like, you can be a shitty athlete and then become a shittier athlete when you transition.
Yeah, yeah.
But you still have the advantage because you started off higher. Right. You just, I don't know how that works.
Neither do I.
It just seems crazy, like, how, like, mentally I could not go compete against women in, like, CrossFit. That's what I do. So, like, it just doesn't seem fair.
No. So,
like, if I were to transition into a woman, like,
I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, makes total sense, right? Just knowing that I'm already, like, I'm not anywhere by any means good, but I'm not horrible.
Right.
But then you make me start lifting the girls' weight because it's lower. I become, like, phenomenal.
And that's not to say there aren't women who can lift your weight. You're just saying you, on average, can lift more than a woman of...
Well, no, every girl in my gym I lift more than.
Yeah.
In my gym.
Right.
I'm not saying other people's gyms, but
right.
Obviously, like...
All you can talk about is what you know.
Yeah. And there are a couple girls that beat me, but they're also on a different, like... Prescribed for men is heavier, typically, than prescribed for women. So they're already, like, on a different playing field, but it's more compatible for them than it is me.
Yeah.
So if I went down to, like, their level, it would be... I imagine my score would improve a lot more.
Yeah, you would know you were going to win.
Yeah.
By moving down. So these kids who are running track, are they doing it because they know they're going to win? Is that what this is about?
Yeah.
That's
like it's like the Patriots. Like, yeah, your team. If the Patriots were like, oh no, I'm just going to go play Canadian football now.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to win?
The Alliance of American Football. Yeah, the Patriots are going to do pretty well.
I think the Patriots are probably going to, like, crush. Not that they're not doing, like, they're already doing exceptional. So let's just go with, like, the Colts. The Colts made the playoffs. They had a good run.
Lost to.
I don't want to talk.
Okay.
Kansas City.
Okay.
We also lost to you too. Whatever.
Yeah, all right.
But even if they went to Canadian Football League, they would still crush it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a different playing field.
Yeah, if they played Alabama, they beat Alabama because it's a different level playing them.
I mean, but could they? They absolutely could all just move and play in that. But should they? Should they still compete with people that make it?
Where's the honor?
A competition.
Yeah. Where's the honor in dropping below?
Yeah, it's like taking a handicap in golf, but you still shoot a 67.
Woods. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Like,
it's like making your Madden character 99 and everything.
Yeah.
You're going to be the best now. Congratulations.
Yeah, and even if you're not the best, you still have an advantage.
Yeah.
That they don't have. It's tricky.
Yeah.
Like, because you are just trying to be you, but the women you're competing against are also trying to be them, and they don't have a... So like, they can't take hormones for 30 years and then compete because they have tests for that. Like, they would be disqualified.
Right, if they were taking testosterone. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just... I don't...
What if we created another category? What if we had men, women, trans for competitions?
I don't know if that would be, like, going back to our very beginning of the conversation, it's all about inclusion.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't exclude them just because, but also, can they be, like, it's so...
tricky.
It's such a gray area, it's hard to talk about.
Yeah. And nobody's even close to anything like a solution.
Yeah, like, I think being stern right now until we learn more science, because they say trans women would be more on the same playing field when they're fully engulfed in their, like, hormone treatment or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's from, like, one scientist that's also happens to be a trans woman that competes. I think you need, like, 20, 30, like, not experiments, but, like, studies before we can make a hard decision. So I feel like until more knowledge is gained or figured out, it's just...
This feels like the Wild
West. Trans
West.
women compete with men.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just... And if you want trans men, by all means, go compete with men, because you can no longer compete with women because you're taking hormones and stuff. It's pretty much against their rules. You can't take those hormones and still compete, even if you're not transitioning. So I imagine that you can't go backwards.
Yeah.
So until, like, more studies are done to be like, okay, at this level, you're allowed. At this level, you're not.
Yeah.
But I just... Yeah,
you're going to be the one that makes that call. But
I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. No. I can't tell you how performance in that nature works or when it becomes
a competitive advantage for one side or the other.
I'm making this number up, but like 15 milligrams of estrogen for 3 years will at blah 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 blah. Now you're good to go. You can now compete. Yeah. I don't know. No. I'm sure, and over time we can figure it out.
And somebody's going to have to. Yeah. We're going to keep finding these little issues as our country continues to evolve.
Yeah.
We're going to have to deal with the Brie Larsons and
as our country begins to include.
You just checkmate me, man.
Because it's all about love, man.
It should be.
Like, all this, my camp, their camp, this camp over here. Yeah, just...
People are people.
Just pull the wagons together, form a circle.
Right. There are actual problems, and we keep getting derailed on nonsense.
Well, I'm not saying, like, excluding people, or if you feel excluded, obviously that's an issue. Like, you should never feel like that, but at the same time, there's...
I don't see how anyone...
wax in the White House.
Huh. Yeah. I don't think anyone... It's a lot harder to feel excluded nowadays because of the internet. If nothing else, there's a community for everything. But that's empowering, but it's also presenting all of these little things.
It's also addicting.
Yeah. And it's like you were talking about before. You start to flood yourself with one way of thinking. You completely exclude the other side. And it's not even your intention of doing it.
Yeah, like I was click, found a video and was like, oh, well, maybe this will explain it better. Click, maybe expand on it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then before I watched like 10 videos on the same thing, and I'm like, oh, well, this is just fucking ridiculous.
You're indoctrinated now.
I'm like, this is the way it is.
Yep.
And then, like, thinking about it, I'm like, well, maybe not. I didn't see one video about being against it or for it, that matter. And I'm like, that's just, how's that?
That's weird.
That can't be healthy, right?
No.
It's like brainwashing you.
Right.
I didn't even notice it was brainwashing me.
You're doing it, though. Yeah.
It's like, I'm brainwashing myself.
Yep.
Or are they doing it because they just keep feeding you the... I don't know. It's not like they're doing it because it's just an AI. It's just an AI just giving you algorithms that just feed you stuff. So
if you're not thinking about it, it's easy to fall into that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely right because everybody on my playlist agrees with me.
Yeah, it's just... Well, my timeline said...
Yep.
Well, your timeline apparently gets one-sided very quickly.
Yeah. There are other perspectives. The more you know, usually, better idea you have of what's going on.
Yeah.
If you're front-loading on one side, you're missing the point.
And you should never be dug in so deep into a camp that you can't even see or hear the other camp.
Yeah. What's the point of that?
Like, you might as well just not ever come out of your room.
You're more like a talking point machine than a thinker. You're just regurgitating, like...
Yeah. And, like, you don't even... Like, I couldn't even tell you if any of this stuff was true. Like, I can't find a source that's, like, credible much anymore.
You know what one solution to that...
It all seems like opinion pieces after opinion pieces. It's not like... I feel like when you get to an article or something, it should be, like, in the very top, like, opinion piece or, like, fictional, non-fiction, like books in a library.
Yeah.
It should be labeled.
Imagine that. Another way I think of getting around this is what we're doing right now. Have a conversation with another human being. Don't get upset with everything that you hear come out of that other person's mouth. Be willing to hear what they say.
Put up with the gun insurance.
The gun insurance is going to come up. It's a good idea. But these conversations are how you move towards the truth.
Yeah, and if not the truth, it at least gets you somewhere.
Closer to something, yeah.
Or, like, some middle ground.
Or you realize how wrong you were. Oh, shit. Dustin agrees with me? I'm wrong.
This can't be good. Yeah. This can't be good.
I'm done.
Just because I said so. All right. What we got here? Oh, no, I don't even want to get into that one.
Yeah.
It seems a bit extreme, but I feel like they're getting... Whatever, we'll just talk about it.
Go for it.
Since... Been hating a lot on the left with this conversation, apparently.
Mm.
Unlike how they always... Like, I feel like their first thing they say after they hear something they disagree with, like, oh, you're a Nazi.
Yeah.
You're a white supremacist.
Nazi comes out pretty quick. Yeah, we're wasting that word.
Yeah,
it's getting used. Yeah.
It's being like...
Fascist. Overused.
Or Antifa. Or
yeah.
It's just...
They all have their magic words. Each side has magic words. You're a socialist.
I don't even know what that means. Well, I know what it means. I was just...
We're all socialists. Don't you go to public... Didn't you go to public school? Do you pay for the road in front of your house? You're a socialist.
Well, it doesn't seem like I do.
Yeah.
No.
You are a socialist.
It just...
There's
seems
degrees.
We were just talking about camps on how they were...
Yeah.
So dug in, and I feel like there's no hope to getting yourself back out of the hole.
Mm.
Just, I don't know how. It's just so crazy how far people are going.
Yeah, the language just went through this metamorphosis, like in the last 10 years, where we.
As soon as you hear one thing you disagree with,
yeah,
there becomes like a wall in between you and that person, and you just peek over and go, Nazi.
Yeah.
Socialist.
It's dismissive.
It's just...
Yeah.
And, like, look what's going on in, like, the DC now. Like, oh, I want to do this. Well, you want to do it, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, we want to do this. Oh, nope, not going to happen.
Yeah.
It just...
These little battles and the retaliations and all of that
it
political...
just seems so...
counterproductive?
Like, yeah. Like, they seem to be going in reverse.
Well, whenever we are arguing about identity, we're not arguing about something that matters. I think elections are mainly about who we are as a country. That's mainly what we're talking about. We're not really talking about policies and stuff.
Yeah.
But Maybe we should be talking about policies. There are a lot of problems, and more people know, probably the further we can push things.
It's like, weirdly, if like I never would, but like, so let's say hypothetically I ran for some sort of seat, and if someone asked me my position on abortion, I'd be like, well, I'm not giving it to you or anyone because it's never going to come up.
Right.
Like, there's not going to be one bill, there's not going to be one law that comes up being for abortion. And if there is, I'll resign. I'll just resign that day. I will walk out.
Yep.
I'll walk out of the chamber to be like, I was wrong.
Yep, Vice President, you're up. I was wrong about abortion.
If I got that far.
Yeah, well, I'm putting you in that office.
Well, let's say I even got there. I'd be like, if some bill got passed from the Senate and Congress and it was on my desk for abortion, I would resign.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's... Of all the issues in the world...
Yes.
It's not an issue. It's just a morality thing.
Yes.
Which is fine and dandy.
Personal decisions.
It's personal morality that doesn't involve the country as a whole.
Yeah. What did I say earlier? More freedom, not less. So you give people the decision, the ability to decide for themselves.
Well, I get the whole, like, but it's a life. It has the right... Like, I just don't... I think there are more important things.
Yeah. And we could definitely get thrown into the middle of that. This debate is one of those ones that people don't think rationally about. It's immediately emotional.
There's literally two camps.
Yes.
I don't even know if there's a middle camp or...
We're going to make it right now. We're going to make it today, which is... I'm a man. I probably shouldn't decide.
Me?
Yep.
Me? That's all I got. Me?
Yep.
So, guess what? If it ever comes up in a campaign, it'd be like, I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
It's not important.
Yeah.
Like, let's move on to, like, I don't know, jobs.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
How about we let people have the means to make those bad decisions in the first place?
Right.
Or, or the warming or cooling or whatever temperatures of the world.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know if that's even important. Like, some scientists say, a lot more of them say it is.
This is one of my pet peeves.
No.
Science has done so much for your life, Dustin. Think about all the things that science has done. You have a cell phone in your pocket. You have a computer. We have cameras. You drive a car. All of those things are science. Yeah. Science says the world is heating up, and then they say, prove it.
Well, they don't say that it's not warming up. They say it's not our fault. And I'm saying they because I'm not in that camp.
Right. I don't think either of us are in the deny climate science camp.
Do I agree that there are climate changes even with that before us and after us? Yes, there are changes.
Right.
Are we accelerating the change?
Bingo. That's the word. Accelerate.
I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah.
Because
that's what the science says.
That's what majority people say.
Right.
So I would tend to agree with the people smarter than me.
And it's also true that neither of us have done field research in climatology. So we are taking this.
Oh, no, I walk outside. That's the field research.
Okay. You're ahead of me in that.
Yeah.
I never walk outside. No.
That's the bubble I see. Okay, I see.
We do take a lot of science on faith because we haven't done the experiments. But that's why we have that little 98.999% that says most of the guys who know what they're talking about are saying this.
And there might be one scientist here, one scientist there that were probably paid. If it's not the majority, maybe they're just not as smart as the rest.
Yeah.
Or maybe they are, and like no one believes them. But I don't think that's the case.
No.
I mean, because money does a lot. Money does a lot.
Money does a lot.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Disney paid Rotten Tomatoes just to take that score thing off the website.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I never saw a Rotten Tomatoes score that I agreed with. They were always either way too low or way too high.
Well, that's because you can buy them.
Oh.
And Rotten Tomatoes does not care.
Okay.
I've learned all of this in the past 2 days watching all my Brie Larson videos.
Yeah.
Because they are entertaining how white men do hate her. They do.
I don't understand it. Brie, you're beautiful. There's
I just
one
don't
guy
care.
that's in your...
But you need to do some lunges, girl. Your butt is a little small.
I don't know.
They hired someone to be a butt in like stand-in. So whenever she's not facing the camera, there's someone else standing there.
That's
with a butt.
Captain Marvel has a fake butt. That's what you're telling me right now?
Yes. When you see Captain Marvel's behind, it is someone else. They put a job ad.
Yeah.
For someone, Brie Larson's exact description.
Yes.
With a butt. Did she? One of the stipulations is you must have a butt.
Do you think she picked whoever's butt got?
I don't know. I think she probably found it offensive. So.
Oh, that's true. I know a white man didn't pick it. That's all I know about Brie Larson. Her butt was picked by... Stupid.
Oh, no, it was stupid, but it was hilarious when I found that out.
Yeah, that's crazy. Why they...
I don't know. It's just...
90% of that movie is CGI. Put a fake butt. If you're that worried about it.
I don't...
Fake her butt.
Yeah, but then, I don't know. People can tell.
I don't know. People are weird.
It just seems
it's true. People are weird.
I don't know.
They'd be looking at it and say, well, the shadow off of the left cheek does not match the shadow off the right cheek.
Clearly. Therefore, the glove does not fit.
So
must have quit.
I'm dropping the Rotten Tomato score on this. That's not a real butt.
But apparently, like, there's like once you find out who owns Rotten Tomatoes and who does like the subsidiaries and stuff, it's pretty much like owned a lot by Warner Brothers, which is Lucasfilms and Disney and stuff. So,
like I said,
they kind of do what they want.
I've never made a decision about whether or not to watch a movie based on Rotten Tomatoes. Not once.
Or any critic for that matter.
Yeah,
it's always the previews.
Yes.
Or the previous movie in said universe.
Yes. Or your friends.
No. I like a lot of movies that my friends don't like.
Yeah. You do like a lot of movies, though. Just period.
Well, I have a very low standard for me liking them. For me to call them a good movie. However, there's a vast difference between me liking a movie and me calling it a good movie.
Yeah?
Like the latest Predators movie.
Okay.
I thought was very enjoyable. Until I left the theater. And started thinking about it.
Yeah, that's a terrible movie.
It was so bad.
So bad.
But when you watch it for the very first time, it is entertaining. There are lots of explosions, lots of predators running around, killing people, doing things.
Yeah, but it's super predators and just nonsense.
Smart little kids, and it's funny. It was funny, which is probably what just sped it along, because they learned from Marvel.
Yeah, you gotta make it fun.
Just make it fun, and it makes it a 10 times better movie.
They didn't learn that from Marvel.
DC.
Yeah. DC.
Learn.
Fun. God. Want to talk? Did you like those movies? Yeah. Martha, give me a.
Make it fun. I know you try with the Flash.
And Flash isn't bad in Justice League. It's a little overdone because he only does one thing. Yeah, but the rest of that movie.
Aquaman was good. Well, it was much better than the rest of the DC universe because they made it funny and they made it fun. It was way more enjoyable. The rest is just like stiff, and you're just like.
I think with these movies, it's the villain. The villain makes it good, or the villain makes it bad. In Aquaman, villain's not great.
Well, he's not bad either.
Yeah,
he's relatable. He's very relatable.
There's nothing compelling about it.
Well, no, I didn't.
Yeah,
I said it was much better than the rest of the whatever.
Right. Whatever's right.
It's just a movie that you're there to pay your $30 for. Yeah, and be entertained. And my entertainment level is a lot lower than me being, oh, that was a great movie. I'll watch that again.
Okay.
Like Predators, I was entertained, but I'm never watching it again.
I didn't finish it. I got tired of it. No, I was sick. Oh, this is terrible.
Oh, you're a thinker, though. You think during the movie,
the stuff with the sun and all of it was so... Blech.
Well, no, how about the Predator came to give us something to fight the other predators.
Right.
Yet as soon as you see him, he starts killing us.
Yes. None of it makes any sense.
It doesn't.
It's like they started making one movie, and then somebody said this movie's terrible. So then they started making another movie,
but without redoing the.
But they didn't begin the beginning. So we were left with two halves of a bad, two half.
I would go with like even 3/3 of different movies that somehow made it like who I don't.
Predator's an interesting series though, like. The first one, I think, awesome. Second
there was
one's
like
good
suspense.
too.
It didn't have to be fun because like you were like white knuckling your chair, like
hey, you got just got badass commando guys. You got Jesse Ventura, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Man, we're terrible at remembering things.
That movie's as old as I am. What do you want? I could.
Anyways, the second one, Danny Glover. It's good. It's a good movie.
Not quite the same because it's always there's a sequel. So
yeah, it's like
it loses some of its like allure.
Right. It's not new. The idea isn't new, so we kind of know what to expect going in.
Yeah.
Then the next Predator movie I thought was good wasn't any of the Alien vs. Predator one. I didn't like any of those.
So you didn't like another movie after that?
No, I liked the one where they're on the planet. Topher Grace is in it. Adrian Brody.
Predator?
I think it's just Predator.
No, I think it's Predators.
No, it doesn't matter. They're on the planet. That movie's good. Entertaining. Maybe not good, but entertaining.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that one was good.
All the different killers we have on Earth, send them to this planet.
Like, I was really, really excited for, like, Alien vs. Predator. I was like, this is going to be badass.
Yeah.
And, like, it just kind of never took me over the edge with, whatever.
I mean, I even like the idea in the first Alien vs. Predator where they find the ship, and then they tunnel into it like archaeologists. Oh, that's fine.
No, like, it was getting there, but, like...
Nothing.
Yeah. Not much you can do about it.
No.
They're movies. We paid the $30 and...
Yeah. It's a franchise now. Yeah. That's all it is.
Moving on.
Yeah. Smart science fiction is hard to find.
Yeah. But science, keyword. Just believe the science.
Yeah. We need a little bit more science, I'm saying. That's my theme for the night.
Yeah. They're really smart people. You should listen to them.
Yeah. No, they're improving everything about life, but let's not...
It's a cherry picking. Like, I want to listen to this science, but this science over here, no. We won't talk about that.
Yeah,
that doesn't make no sense because my feelings don't agree with that science.
Feelings aren't science. I think feelings aren't truth either. They're an emotional state.
They change.
It's temporary.
Yeah, it's just like passion. It's like you have a boyfriend when you're 16. You have a girlfriend when you're 16. That was the love of your life.
No one has ever been.
2 months later, hate him.
Yeah, but her friend's pretty cute.
Yeah.
And that's how life works.
Let's move on over here.
Yeah.
It's pretty much how people just move on from topic to topic, to person to person. Like, things change. Science...
As it should.
It changes.
Progresses. Evolves.
Because it doesn't change, because once a law happens, like, it doesn't...
But it does try to prove itself wrong, which is a unique part of science.
Yeah, you're always... Like, someone has this theory, and you're like, I'm going to prove that wrong.
Religion doesn't try to prove itself wrong.
No, because...
Science.
It wouldn't happen.
Right. That's the thing about science that makes it redeemable, because it's in a constant state of revision.
But you need that religion, too.
I don't think you do.
Well, it lets you live longer, apparently.
Although I did mention earlier that we take a lot of science on faith, which would be a type of religion.
We're not talking about Scientology. We're not promoting Scientology. Sorry.
Unless there's money in it. Which I doubt, but maybe. We could. I bet this video gets blocked now, just because we mentioned the S word.
Oh. Well, whatever.
Yeah. Make an enemy out of Scientology. I'm not afraid. Well, I'm afraid, but
they're on the West Coast. We're on the East Coast. We're fine.
We'll find Leah Remini. Leah.
If not, we'll just have to move to Germany, I suppose. Whatever. I hear Germany's fun.
Yeah. No cults in Germany. It's a very important role for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Nazis.
Yeah. How dare you use that word?
All right. Should we do... Oh, do you want to try a recap?
No.
No?
If you want to learn more, rewind.
Yeah. Instead of recaps, we do rewinds.
Yeah. Just go back to a section that you were confused on, and then ask us questions in the comments. I don't care.
Maybe we'll answer them.
That's even if you're watching this video.
If you guys have a topic that you'd like us to discuss, that's important for the comments. And Tell all of your friends immediately, right now. Don't waste time.
No, stop typing the comment and call your friends.
Call your friends up, post the link,
and then
let's make this a thing.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah. No, I want to do it. I want to do a real outro. So we say,
I'm not editing all that. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you are editing all that.
Yeah, apparently.
So we'll do a. And that's it. No, that's bad. That's it for the Joe Schmo show. That's it for the Joe Schmo show. And now you can't say that you don't know. No.
No, redo.
What should it be?
I don't know.
Thank you for watching the Joe Schmo show.
Joe Schmo knows.
Joe Schmo knows. Thank you for watching. Joe Schmo knows.
Well, and there's also going to be people listening, so thank you for
consuming media. Thank you for listening, and you do it. Talk to the camera.
I don't want to talk to the camera.
Do it.
All right, fine.
Thank you for watching.
Well, that's about all we got for today in the Joe Schmo knows, and hopefully you know a little bit more, because we know a little bit more, because we're two different people talking about things we don't know and things we know,
breaking it down.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Tell a friend.
Till next time. This is Joe Schmo knows. This is Joe Schmo knows.
This is Joe Schmo knows. And now you know.
And I feel like I should edit some of that out, but I don't want to.
Well,
who listens to the end of this stuff?
Yeah, I doubt anybody. Somebody stopped about a minute and a half.
How long was this video? They stopped 52 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah? We made it 52 minutes?
No, I don't know how long it is. It doesn't say.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, well.
I think we made it longer than an hour.
Who knows?
Click us out.
But, yeah, if you're still listening, then congratulations, because I edited this out.
Now you know.
Have a great week.
Yeah.
Be smart. Include people.
Inclusion.